Welcome back. I'm Rachel Nichols alongside Kendrick Perkins, and we are thrilled now to welcome in ESPN senior NBA insider Zach Lowe. So guys, COVID issues striking again. The NBA officially postponing the Hawks-Suns game scheduled for tonight. Jazz-Wizards, Magic-Celtics, those had previously been postponed as well. Now Magic forward Aaron Gordon tweeted this: "It's starting to get janky. I'd be cool with a bubble if it was in the Bahamas or Hawaii, and we got to bring our family, wife, or girlfriend." The jump in Hawaii does have a nice ring to it, just saying. Yesterday, the league introduced some new COVID protocols, like forbidding players from leaving the team hotel when they're on the road. No, let's say just special guests are allowed to visit. No inter-team interaction before or after the game. And more restrictions on who can be maskless during games, as well as restrictions on what players can do at home, who they can see, what they can leave their house for. NBA vet George Hill, not thrilled about these new guidelines. Take a listen.
I'm a grown man, so I'm going to do what I want to do. If I want to go see my family, I'm going to go see my family. They can't tell me I have to stay in a room 24/7. If it's that serious, then maybe we shouldn't be playing. But, it's life. No one's going to be able to just cancel their whole life for this game, and that's how I think about it.
Zach, I want to make the point that the NBA has not had to postpone these games because there has been a huge rash of players actually testing positive for coronavirus. A lot of the postponements have happened because contact tracing, right? One guy gets it, and they determine that there have been enough teammates in close enough contact, they have to sit them for a week, so there isn't some huge rash of COVID spreading around the league. Well, what they have tried to do with these rules is eliminate close contact points, right? So that there won't be contact tracing absences on teams if one guy tests positive. But you heard George Hill. Does he have a point as a counter to all of that in terms of just his personal liberty experience, seeing his family?
He has a point on two levels. Number one, this is going to be mentally straining. I mean, I guess it's a first world problem. These are five-star hotels and all this, but to be cooped up and isolated, it's a version of the very real mental strain and anxiety that players felt in the bubble. That's a real thing. And his point of maybe we shouldn't be playing, I think that's actually a reasonable question. Clearly, everybody, including the Players Union, who, by the way, has signed on to all of this from the beginning, has made a decision that we're going to play. Now, players can opt out of the season. He would have to sacrifice a huge amount of money to do that, but it's on the table. But I don't think it's unreasonable for him to ask, hey, wait a second, is this really safe? What are we going to learn about how this virus may or may not spread during basketball games? We think we know some stuff. How much stuff do we really know? So I think he's raising some real concerns. The whole I can do what I want thing, well, you actually can't because the union and the league bargained all these rules. And if you do some of that stuff, you can get fined and punished for it. That's sort of unrealistic on his part. But I don't think the general question he's raising is crazy or ridiculous.
Well, I do, Zach, and look, I love George Hill. He's a great friend of mine, great individual, right? And I get it. He is a grown man, but we're talking about trying to keep people safe in the workplace so we won't have to postpone games. And the league is trying to tighten it up so they don't have to go and use a bubble. And here's the thing. It's not just about the players. It's not just about the coaches. But people have to realize you have the medical staff. You have the training staff. You have all these people that work behind the scenes and work for these organizations that depend on work, that depend on their salary to feed their families. So although I get what George Hill is saying about him being a grown man and him wanting to do what he want to do, it's not about you, G. Hill. It's about the others that haven't got paid millions of dollars that actually need this money. So when you think about or when you say things like this, don't just think about the players and yourself. Think about the guys that are washing your jerseys. Think about the people that are putting the shoes in your lockers and making sure you have everything that you need. The training staff that are taping your ankles. Those are the people that matters too. So when you talk about situations like this, it don't just affect the players and coaches, it affects everyone.
And I would say, Perk, that's such a great point. It's also a great point about George Hill. I think he has so much respect from everyone around the league. This doesn't change that. But I would say to all players, anyone associated with teams right now, at this point, we all know the issues, right? We all know the risk and reward. We know how much money would be lost if the NBA shut down for a significant amount of time. We know that the people involved in running the NBA have decided they would like that business and that money to continue. And if you are someone who is just out there speculating, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't be playing, you've got all the information, and you can decide personally, as Zach pointed out, that you don't want to be playing and forfeit your salary. You could be a voice in the union to say we should all shut down and I'm willing to lose all this money for everyone. But to just sort of throwing it out there at this point, I think we have all of the parameters down, and the union has made a decision to go forward, and frankly, George has made a decision to go forward. So the speculation sometimes doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.